Hey, Michael Lantz here. I wanted to make a quick video on the experience that I've had with fasting and some of the benefits of fasting. I'm not going to go into great detail. You can read below my blog post about the human growth hormone and some other aspects of fasting. I just wanted to explain just a few things here in this post. First of all, if you're looking for like a simple way to improve your health, you don't want to drink a shake, you don't want to take a pill, you don't want to do any expensive supplements. You just want to say, what can I do right now, Mike, that can improve my health? And you don't want to spend any money. So that's about as simple as it gets. And really the thing to do is to fast, to eat, go without food. I mean, how simple is that? Well, how do you fast, Mike? You don't eat food, you just drink water. That's all you got to know. I mean, if you want to take some vitamins and minerals while you're fasting, that's acceptable. Well, how do I fast? Or how long do I fast? Well, isn't fasting like starvation? No, none of the above. Starvation is the involuntary going without food. In other words, if you were out hunting or fishing, or you were out in the backwoods and your car broke down and you ate all your food, that's involuntary. Yeah, you're going to starve. You're going to go hungry there. But when you're fast and it's voluntary, you decide that I want to fast. You can fast as long as you want, when you want. You can end the fast whenever you want. And in that aspect, fasting is not starvation. It's way easier. Our culture has fasted for eons. There's spiritual fast. There's other, sorts of fast where you're fasting for a human being and you want to focus your efforts or thoughts on that. Fasting is great for the human body. As I said, it's simple. There's no cost. Like I said, you could do it whenever you want for as long as you want. And the two great benefits of fasting, one is you get in a state of ketosis. I mean, that's the end game. If you did a 24-hour fast, probably toward the tail end of that fast, you're getting into that state of ketosis. Ketosis is where your body shifts from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. That's highly desirable. There are so many health benefits of ketosis. And the second big benefit of fasting next to ketosis is it increases the human growth hormone. We know that the human growth hormone is needed in children and adolescents. Their bodies are producing a lot of it. It is needed to grow. And yet as we age, our bodies do not produce the human growth hormone as much. And deficiencies in human growth hormone are related to weight gain, a decrease in muscle mass, and a decrease in bone mass. As you age, you don't want any of those three things to happen to you. The opposite is also true. When you can raise the human growth hormone, your body fat is going to not rise but decrease. Your lean muscle mass isn't going to decrease, can either stay stable or it can rise a little. And your bone mass is not going to decrease but can rise a little. Many people resort to a synthetic human growth hormone. It's an injection. I've listed in the blog post a 6-month study of the participants in a control group and those that got the human growth hormone. And in the group that got the human growth hormone synthetically, injected in their body, not produced naturally, they did have an increase, or they had a decrease in body fat, they had an increase in lean muscle mass. All of those things are desirable, and yet there are some bad side effects of putting the human growth hormone in you in an injection, according to Dr. Jason Fung, one of the leading authorities in the world on fasting. He said that those participants had an increase in blood sugars, That's not good. Prediabetes also significantly increased. He uses the word significantly increased. That's what happens when you get a rise in blood sugars, because you get a spike in insulin. You had an increase in fluid retention. In other words, you got fat around your cheeks. They had a lot of water weight gain. They had an increase in blood pressure. And then he says there's a theoretical risk of increased prostate cancer and heart problems. As he said, and I agree, putting the human growth hormone injection is out. When I got turned on to fasting as part of my ketogenic diet, low carb, high fat, to reduce or cure my prediabetes, I learned some amazing things, one of which is this human growth hormone. I also started to experiment with fasting with me being an athlete. Next week's blog post, I'm going to go into detail of what I call my fasting for athletes, but it will work for anybody. And I had some just great results where I did a protocol over a 7-day period where every other day I fasted completely. So I ate one day, fasted the next, ate one day, fasted the next. I would be going on those fast days about 35, 36 hours without eating, and when I did my last hard routine, hard meaning intensity exercise, where I'm sucking in a lot of air and I'm going massively hard, I had phenomenal results. And that was toward the tail end of that, where I'd already fasted a couple of days, and plus my ketogenic diet, I was in a massive state of ketosis. And I remember on that routine, wow, it felt like I had like steroids in me. And reality was, as it says in the blog post below, when you just fast, you substantially increase the human growth hormone for free. You don't have to get an injection, and you won't get all of those bad side effects when you create that for yourself. So there are some simple to-dos. If I left you here, I'd want you just to read the blog below. Watch next week my blog post on my intermittent fasting 7-day exercise. I think anybody could do that regardless if you're an athlete or not. And then walk away, schedule a full day fast. Here are 5 steps that you can do to do this full day fast. Number 1, prepare to fast. Read, study, set the day aside you're going to do it. Inform your workers, inform your family. Just prepare. Plan it out. Number 2, do it with a friend. Everything is easy with a friend, right? I know when I fasted, I did 2 4-day fasts a year ago, and I did it with a friend for 4 days, one of my type 2 diabetics. And it wasn't so bad knowing that I had him to call, and we communicated quite a bit with calling and texting. So do it with a friend. Get support at home, step number 3. And I recommend a 24-hour fast where you're going from dinner to dinner. So you're eating every day. You're just going without for 24 hours. So your family, your kids especially, maybe if you're a mom or used to you preparing meals, you're going to have to get some support. Either prepare meals in advance, get your husband or your companion to prepare those kids' meals, have the kids prepare their own meals, do whatever. But get support at home. Also, step 4 is remove any temptations, because if you've never fasted before, your body is going to go through a natural state of hunger. We are so schooled into whenever you get a little bit of hunger, you just got to shove food in your mouth. And that in part is because you've been told that you need to never go hungry. Oh, I got to manage my blood sugars, Mike, so I got to eat. And so as soon as you get a little bit of hungry, boom, you got to eat. So it's like B.F. Skinner, salivating dog. Instead of you salivating when you get hunger, that's the bell ringing. And that's what B.F. Skinner, he taught these dogs when he rang a bell, they would salivate. Whenever you get hungry, you're just automatically schooled to go eat. The reality is your body wants to fast, and yet you have to learn to get into that state, and how you do that is by actually fasting. So as you go on this 24-hour fast, you're doing it there again, free. You're going to raise HGH, you're going to get into fat burning, and you're going to feel awesome, although you're going to be hungry that first little while. And you might not be hungry for like 12, 13 hours. And so when I say go from dinner to dinner, when you go to dinner, you're probably going to get through going to bed pretty easy without having a nighttime snack. You're going to sleep all night. You're going to be fasted for like 12 hours when you get up in the morning. And generally, you're not that hungry in the morning if you're just focused on that. You might start getting hungry later, late morning, maybe afternoon. Put some caffeine in you. That stimulates some a process in your body to where it will squash some of your hunger. But later in the day, you could get hungry. And all it is your brain like screaming at you, even though you have 1,400 to 2,000 stored calories on your body. Just tell your brain to shut up, go use some of that glucose, or turn totally your fat burning on, because when you get into fat burning, you're not hungry anymore. And then pull it off. You can do this. Raise that HGH. I'd love to hear what your results were. If you shoot me an email, I want to know. And if you need help, you want to reach out to me, just send me an email if you have any questions about fasting. So if you fast, get into that massive human growth hormone increase, as much as 300% we know, but most studies are 1,200 to 1,500% increase in HGH with a 24-hour fast. Hope that helps. Take care. See ya. Bye.